What is up, my friends, and welcome back to another one of the gunnersden.com YouTube channel video reviews. My name is Josh, and this time around we're going to be talking about the FN 509 Midsize. Here you go. Let's take a look at that thing. This is the FN 509 Midsize. The 509 series of guns is a relatively new, as in the last couple of years, a series of firearms for FN America. I wanted to show you that the gun is clear. There's no ammunition. I like this gun a lot. I've got quite a bit of ammunition through it, and I will say that I'm a big fan of FN's guns to begin with. I have the FNS-9C. FNS-9C is a great gun, but it was time for an update. So what they did was they came out with the FN 509. And the 509 got its start back when the US military was seeking out contract bids for their modular pistol program, the one which SIG beat all the others out with their SIG P320, or now it's the M17. This was one of the end results. This is one of the guns in the 509 series, this one being the Midsize. The Midsize is actually, it's very comfortable to shoot. You can see I have very big hands, and even with no magazine extension, I'm able to get all three of these fingers on the grip very comfortably. And it has a 4-inch barrel. Overall, this gun is an incredibly flat shooting pistol, and it performs just how you would expect it to perform. In a review that I wrote for concealedcarry.com, where I, as of the recording of this video, serve as managing editor, I said in that article that I do believe that this is a contender for the top spot for the best handgun. I think that this thing is just about as good as you can get in this price range. So this is a polymer framed gun. Obviously, it's got a steel slide, and it's got a 4-inch barrel. You can see here that it has an accessory rail on it, and the accessory rail is a standard accessory rail, so you could put any kind of light or laser or any, like a Mantis X training tool or anything like that, will fit on this accessory rail. The grip on this thing is really fantastic. I'm going to try to show you what the grip texturing looks like. It provides just enough of the stippling that really lets you hold on to the gun, and it has a couple of different texture profiles that I don't know if you can see there. So it's got a finer texturing profile up here, and as well as on this side, obviously. And it has a little bit more of an aggressive texturing profile here. And on the back strap and the front strap, again, it's a little bit different. Overall, I like to give this gun really good marks. Sights are nice and tall, and it has a flat surface on the rear sight. That way, if you wanted to rack your slide up against something, simulating that this is like a boot or a belt or something like that, you can really do well. So if you hurt your support hand and you have to do some kind of a funky reload, you can reload and you can rack the slide on the table or your boot or your belt or anything like that. So I'll say too that while the slide serrations are available on the front and the rear, they're not as pronounced as I usually like them to be, but they function well and they do their job. Even if you have sweaty hands, they do pretty good. So overall, very good to go. They did redesign the magazine release on this so that it sticks out a little bit further. I'm going to try to show you that there without pointing the gun at my face. And hopefully you can see that there. And if not, you'll be able to in the close-up shot of the gun itself. I'm going to show you over here the slide stop mechanism there. It sticks out, but it doesn't stick out as much as I'd like it to. A lot of the times I like to use the slide stop as a slide release, as I've mentioned in another video. And what's really cool about the FN509 is that it comes from the factory as an ambidextrous pistol. So you have the slide controls on both sides, and you have the magazine controls on both sides. So I can go like this with my left hand, or I can go like that with my right hand. So it's ambidextrous from the factory, which is always nice for those of you who shoot with the wrong hand. 509. Overall, it's a really good pistol. It's accurate out of the box, as you'll see in the shooting portion of the video, where I'm shooting rapid fire and ring and steel. I wasn't shooting any precision matches there. Obviously, I was just probably at 10 yards. But I mean, this is a very shootable pistol, and it's very accurate. So the sights are luminescent. They're not tritium. They require a light source in order to glow. Not the best, but they function the way they're supposed to. Overall, I really like the trigger on this pistol. You can see here that it has a bit of a trigger safety. So unless you're pressing on the safety part of the trigger, you're not going to be able to pull the trigger. That's not the part I like. The part I like is how the trigger feels when it breaks and when it resets. So I'm going to do this with my left hand here. Okay, so as of right now, I have a lot of ammunition through this thing. I've actually had it for well over a year. My contact over at FN just reached out to me, and they've asked for it back, and I'm really hesitant because I really like this pistol. So it comes with interchangeable back straps. So if you have a different size hand than the back strap that it comes with, if you need it to swell out a little bit more or whatever, it gives you the option to change the back strap just by pushing out one of the pins and sticking a new pin in. The magazines they come in California compliant magazines, or they come with 15 round magazines, and which is plenty of firepower, really. Obviously it's chambered in 9mm. Takedown is easy. I'll show you takedown in a different video because I don't want to bore you with this one. I know you want to probably get back to your life. So I'm going to close this out by saying that the FN509 midsize, as well as all of the 509 pistols that I've had the pleasure of shooting, and I've been able to shoot a few of these since they've been released. This is a very decent pistol, underrated, I think, for most people. Definitely competes with the big boys, and if you're in the market for a new 9mm pistol, I would strongly urge you to check out one of the FN509 series because they're really good to go. So now I'm going to put a video on your screen leading you to another review that I recently did. If you're in the market for a different pistol, check that one out also. Thanks for tuning in, my friends, and I'll see you next time.